for more on the event, we're joined on call by Wassim Nasr, France 24's expert on jihadism. Thanks for calling in, Wassim. So what more do we know about the suspect?
Well, actually, we know a few things. We know that he's involved in jihadism since a few years now. He was in contact with two persons who committed terrorist attacks in France. He was in contact with French jihadis in Syria, and himself he was condemned to 5 years of imprisonment after preparing or plotting an attack in the La Défense area in 2016. So he was in jail. He was condemned for 5 years of imprisonment. He did 4, and while he was in jail, he had not before. So while he was in jail, he had a psychological treatment, and then he went out. And even when we had a French teacher that was killed in France back in 2020, October 2020, yesterday's killer presented himself to the police and said that he was in contact with him, but to denounce him and to say that he is not in accordance with what Anzorov did at the time, meaning killing Professor Paty. So this came also almost a month before an attack that occurred in Vienna, and where we had the same kind of profile, meaning a national that never went to Syria, tried to go to Syria, was in prison, went through a deradicalization program, and tricked the program or changed his mind on the way and committed an attack. In Vienna back in November 2020, the killer attacked a synagogue, killed people in the street, and so it is like somehow a similar kind of profile.
So a similar profile, but what do we know about what might have motivated this attack?
Well, actually, I got the opportunity to see his almost 2 minutes video where he praises the Islamic State branches all over the world. He presents himself as a soldier of the Caliphate. He vows allegiance to the actual Caliph of the Islamic State, Abu Hafs, and he says that this is for avenging Muslims, as he says, and that he says we, as supporters of the Islamic State, we did not forget, meaning forget the wars and that were waged against the Islamic State all over the world, and he frames his attack as avenging those wars. He does not speak specifically about Gaza or Palestine, but that's also what policemen that caught him or that arrested him said, that in a quick exchange of words with them, he talked about Palestine. But actually, this is not in his claim that he published himself almost 1 minute after the beginning of the attack. And we know also from his activity on social media that, for example, he posted a video which is very critical of Hamas, accusing Hamas of being very close to Iran. So what you can understand actually from what we see of regarding his claim and what he shared before, that this is hardcore Islamic State ideology, and it is also in accordance with the ideology, for example, of the last attack that occurred here in France, where an attacker killed a teacher in a school, and that in his phone it was found that he was very close from the ideology of the Islamic State, knowing that in that former case and in this case both were arrested alive. So the Islamic State might never claim actually officially.
Wassim Nasr, thank you very much for that update. Now, the Israeli military has ordered the